I think the last segment should be skip the line hacks. I know we got into it last time, Jeff, and I kind of want to repeat what you talked about last time, because the one was really, I think, pretty awesome and impactful. You mentioned that you really are looking to gain the most value you can by almost finding, like, I thought of it like Aladdin, right? Like the diamond in the rough. You're looking for someone that really has a tremendous amount of upside, that's willing to do what it takes, but maybe didn't get the best start in life, and can capitalize on, a mentor like yourself and others like Mark who mentored you. And if someone believed in them, they would be able to grow. And can you dive into that? So this segment's called Skip the Line Hacks. So basically it's just a couple things, some nuggets that you feel like in your life you've earned. If you could go back and tell yourself something, hey, when I was 18, hey, don't do this, do that, on your entrepreneurial journey. For other artists like yourself that are up and coming, Jeff was kind of like, don't get into this business because it's really tough. So yeah, just some of those. And again, just off the top, I think that this is something that would be helpful, and when someone takes the time to listen to this or watch it, we should be giving them some value. So who wants to go first?
I'll jump in.
Okay.
A learning lesson for me that can help everybody is when you're first starting out with something, of course, you got to have a passion for it. You got to want to be there. If you want to be there, you're going to end up doing good work. You got to have that passion. But the thing I would say is you got to narrow your focus. Focus your energy in one direction until you get the momentum and build that thing before you go out and spend your energy doing other things. So for me, photography, I focused all my energy on capturing different subjects, different light, different iconic locations, but it was all geared toward photography. My energy wasn't in real estate. It wasn't in all these different industries or genres.
I love that.
It was
so
all
you're
focused.
Super niched in. Let me just add some color here. There's so much out there that says you should diversify. Hermosi just came out. I think I saw the first thing he posted about this maybe 4 months ago, and he was like, rich people diversify after they're rich. Getting rich, you need to be niched in. And, I've talked about that too, because I agree with that. I'm super niched in here on ADUs in San Diego. And obviously, I know a bunch of operators. I know a bunch of capital raisers across the country. Real estate's unique because there's so many ways to make money in real estate. I think it's difficult at times to be niched in. But, Daniel, to your point, I think that's a huge skip the line hack. When you are getting going in something, get going in that thing and do that thing and put all your effort into that thing before you start spending your time, energy, and effort, which is our most valuable commodity as entrepreneurs, into other things. Okay.
You will 100% accelerate your career so much faster if you narrow your focus. If that's all you do, all you think about, and all you surround yourself with those types of people that are in that category, in that world, you're gonna succeed.
Beautiful. Okay, number two.
Number two, one of the most important things for me early on was you gotta find or have a mentor, somebody that can give you guidance and encouragement and to give you that nudge forward, to help you get the momentum and to put you on the right path, because you can be working hard, you can be totally focused, but if you're not going in the right direction, then you're not going to end up getting to where you want to go. So
spinning your wheels.
Yeah. So have a mentor. Fortunately, I had my grandfather as my mentor. If you don't...
Super cool story about the camera, by the way, brother. It's amazing. Legacy stuff, right?
It really is, yeah. It really is. Without having the mentor and the guidance early on and the encouragement, I probably wouldn't be here today. Maybe you can allude to this. You need different mentors in different stages as you go, as you evolve. So our grandfather may have been the best mentor for X amount of years. At some point, that may taper off, and this can apply fill in the blank with anybody in your life.
Yeah.
And you need someone that understands where you're going.
Right.
As they say, you want to look. If you want to take advice from people that are going or are where you want.
Yeah, and I mean, we can make that analogy, Jeff, to golf or tennis or any of these athletes. They don't have often the same coach boxing forever. And as you mature in life, sometimes the relationship goes bad, sometimes they stay great, but that person moves on, or you've elevated your game to a different point, or you just need a different set of eyes on you. And I mean, you can accept coaching from a lot of different viewpoints. I think the one thing that needs to remain equal is that's a good coach. And you can take those philosophies as an athlete because you're the one out there in the ring. right? Doing the actual work. So you can take all that mentorship from different people at different points in your career and apply it and filter it and I always say in general in life, take the good and leave the bad, right? Take the good, leave the bad. Not everything's gonna go perfect all the time, but what can I learn? What can I apply to my life? What was good there? And what was bad? How can I get better? Okay.
So that goes hand in hand with the mentorship.
Mentorship, yep.
Surround yourself with, so mentorship, and then the other half of that would be surround yourself with the people that are achieving or that are going in the direction you want to go or where you want to end up being. So surround yourself with those people that are in that field or doing what you want to be doing.
Love it. So your network needs to be associated with A, your passion, and B, your drive.
Yes. Until I do believe in the benefit of diversification, but after you gain success. So
after you got a little money in the bank.
Exactly. You definitely want to diversify your interests, and
yeah,
for sure.
I agree. But you earned that right, I think.
You have to earn it. You got to focus, got to stay focused, and you got to have the right people around you. Those are the two big things I would say it's most important for success.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing, Daniel. That's awesome. I'm sure someone can take some nuggets from that, especially if they're aspiring to be in the business world, because someone like you who had a talent, who joined the military, who kind of, traveled quite a bit and then took that skill and built a career, I think is absolutely amazing and to be commended. Okay, Jeff, two skip the line hacks, brother.
You want to talk about mentorship a little bit too, because
I think everyone that comes in this room talks about mentorship because we all know how important it is. But if that's one of yours, dude, that's one of yours.
Let me just linger on a little bit more about mentorship. So the value, and this is what I alluded to last time, the value of a good mentor it's difficult to quantify that. There are levels to everything in life, but when you have, and people that have had bad mentors, good mentors, and everything in between knows that it's unbelievable what the right mentor can do for you. The right mentor they don't hold the fishing pole for you and fish for you. They don't just drop you off.
And good ones will not even associate with you if you want them to hold the fishing pole.
It's someone that really understands the balance and the combination of when helping becomes hurting and allowing you to, last time we talked about our role mentoring people, or my role mentoring people. And what we look for now.
I met some of your guys last week.
Yes, you did. Absolutely.
Did.
So that's a good example. So those two people, last week when we met up, you saw two people that were actively coaching and mentoring.
Yep.
And it's a great honor. I say this with a lot of humility, also a lot of pride that it's taken us this long to get to the point where parents, for example, will say, wow, sometimes the parents will say, can you mentor? One of them in that case was, can you help or can you mentor, can you guide my son in this direction? It's a great honor,
100%,
an opportunity, and a responsibility.
Trust. A lot of trust.
Responsibility.
Yeah.
It's a great responsibility to do that because you're dealing with people that they're smart, capable, and so forth, but they're also very pliable, and which means that
you're dealing with a human being's life, and you have the ability to essentially help them get further in life, or you could be a detriment. It's responsibility, I think, is the best word.
Responsibility and opportunity, and what I like to look for, and we see it in this case, these are people that are really talented in certain ways, but being young and not having been in so many experiences, they're lacking. They need someone to
share,
not just point in the right direction, but literally. So go back to what defines a great mentor. Like, you want to be in the field, side by side with somebody, watching them. Imagine if you're in certain rooms, whether you're in a room with, say, the big names. You're in a room with Steve Jobs and talking about marketing. You're in the room with Elon Musk, and you're just listening and observing. Eventually, you're going to pick up some of their traits, some of their habits, negotiating, storytelling, strategy, and so forth. And so the opportunity to be in those rooms with people, but also for us to mentor people, we look for someone, the disparity of the gap between where someone is and what we assess is their potential. So if someone has...
Are you running a mentorship program?
We're trending in that direction.
What kind of people are you looking for? You're obviously looking for people that, A, need a mentor. Is it real estate? Is it art? Is it entrepreneurship? Is it golf? Or
at the highest level, it's life. So I think the better you are at life, the better you can do other things. The notion of how you do anything is how you do everything. When you're good at life, sort of the umbrella category.
And is it going to be local, or is it going to be online? Are you going to do international? Are you going to do national? Are you going to do...
I prefer, and we've talked about this a little bit, very low scale in person.
Okay. So mentorship, big proponent of mentorship. Everyone needs a mentor. Jeff, we dove into this last time. The person who's coaching you matters. The mentorship program, where it is, matters. You can't ever talk to the guy at the top because they've been doing it for 7 years. For me, that's not the best value. And we talked about Tony Robbins. No one's taking shots at Tony Robbins. He's obviously amazing. But I think the level of contact and communication you have with that coach matters. For me, I think the sweet spot is a relatively newer program with someone that really wants to sort of really give back, and they're not overwhelmed with so many students. And also someone that has a different stream of income, to be honest, because sometimes that just becomes about scaling that coaching business, and it's just about making more money. The only way you can do that is to get more coaches under you and get more students. And then at that point, I think some of the value prop goes away. And look, guys, this is my podcast. I'm just going to shoot you straight how I see it. Everyone can do their own research and talk to their own people and make their own decisions. I think, again, I'm a big proponent of coaching. I think it's 100% needed. And mentorship, as Jeff said, there is no dollar amount. I have mentors in my life that have saved me millions and millions and millions of dollars by maybe just 1 or 2 nuggets. Jonathan, don't do that thing, and here's why. And if you listen, you do your own research, you filter that, take the good, leave the bad, and you're like, you know what? I never looked at it that way. And then you see something that happened 6 months later, and you're like, holy crap. By that guy telling me that, or girl, that mentor telling me that saved me this whole entire headache, which could have snowballed and made a big problem. So, back to that. That was my follow-up for all of that. As you can tell, I'm passionate about that subject. It is very, very important. Mentorship. Jeff, you guys are trending in that way. Daniel, you've done it. I think it's really important too to have someone that's walked through those trenches, that has had those tough meetings, that has had to press send on that payroll button when things are tight, that's had to go out there and have meetings and been blanked on calls and, waste of time here, waste of time there, and had to regroup and keep going. When someone has done that and earned their stripes in this business, their words are more valuable. So, mentorship we got to. Do you want to expound upon that, or you want to move to number 2?
Just to put a bow on that, just to wrap that up, I would say finding the right mentor, it sounds easier than it is. There's no book you just look in. It's really alignment at the right time. I think timing in life is so much like Mark, for example. It's really about, for example, a year from now, these 2 people may not be a good fit for me, right? For teaching them, coaching them. I could be traveling, I could be whatever it may be. So let's just end with this. When you align with someone that can be a mentor, double down, triple down in terms of your respect, gratitude, effort. Really, if you think you appreciate that person and they're a good mentor, step back and understand that it's bigger than you think. What you alluded to, the amount of time, money that someone saved you or may have saved you.
Yeah.
It's bigger. The implications of having the right mentor are bigger than you think. So when you align with that person and find that person, go all in, have your notes, have your systems to maintain your level of awareness and gratitude for that situation, and be all in all the time.
Love it. Thank you. Number 2, do you want to share another one, Jeff? Skip the line hack?
I'll share one more. What I said earlier is...
What would you tell yourself, dude? 2008, 2013, you're younger, you're hungry, do this, do that, or just a new kid coming up that wants to be, the next Bomberito, art owner, business owner.
One thing could be is to, early on, you don't know what you want to do, is to try a lot of different things. You gotta make those experiments. You gotta try a lot of different things until you find your passion, what you're really into, what you're gonna do good at is what you're gonna be really passionate about.
So you're saying when you're a little bit even younger, kind of do some testing, some beta testing, we'll call it. Go out and do other stuff. Figure out where your niche is, what you enjoy, what your passion is.
Play sports, yes, construction, sports, all of it. Try it all.
And then when you find it, then you go all in.
And you go all in, focused 100%.
When you go all in and focus, 100%, really important. Try to attract or be around people that are able to shoot a little wider and backfill on areas. For example, the significant advantage we've had is, well, he was all in, so to speak, very narrow focused. I was able to backfill on a lot of things, and that's an advantage. That's an advantage that we talked about. The power of two brothers living together, working together, all that stuff. If I'm able to backfill, which I was when he was focused, that has been a tremendous advantage.
It's a
Like you
partnership.
said, partnership, like you said, a team.
It's a partnership.
You gotta have a team. You gotta have a partnership.
100%.
Well, in a
And-
partnership,
and-
I mean, if two people are shooting wide or two people are very focused narrow, that's not necessarily the best partnership. Best partnerships.
Yin and yang.
Different skills, but also overlapping alignment of interests.
Yeah, and trust needs to be built. Singleness of mind, purpose, communication, all these things are huge for partnership. Choosing the relationship over money, and money comes as a result, I think is very important for partnerships too. One thing I want to end with is greed is a killer. Greed will kill you whether you're by yourself, whether you have one partner or 50 partners. It doesn't matter. If you're in business, do not let greed seep into your heart, to your spirit, into what you're doing. It will destroy you. There's so much money in this world. And the time that we started on this podcast, there's been trillions, hundreds of billions for sure, dollars traded. You cannot make all the money in the world. It's impossible. They can't get all the art contracts in the world. I can't get all the ADU contracts, even in San Diego or in the world. This world is going to produce more than we can even think of. Think in abundance. You will attract the people you're supposed to attract, and you will continue to grow. Don't be greedy.
Adopt a grow the pie mentality is what you alluded to.
Yeah.
Scarcity paradigm versus abundance paradigm.
Right.
When you have a grow the pie mentality, instead of the world's getting smaller and it's zero sum, when this deal's gone, it's over, and if I don't get it, we lose. That's a fear paradigm.
Yep.
All these things can lead to greed, and greed can lead to other things. So when you have an abundance paradigm, grow the pie mentality, and elevating others around you, and mid and long-term thinking. Also, greed is often attributed to short-term thinking,
Yeah.
very narrow
We're getting
thinking.
into some George Lucas stuff here, bro. It's the path to the docks.
Collaboration is
Yeah.
really important.